the channel, and if you're here for the very first time, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jane and my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees. We've got no debt, we've paid off the mortgage, and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every now and then we get sent products to review. So we've got a solar power pack that we want to share with you today. There's a bit of a story as to why we got really interested in this. We've lived here in a very, very rural part of France, and there's thick forests around us, and we've still got above ground wires. And every single year in all the time, the 5 years we've been here, we have had major power cuts and really quite big storms every single winter. And last year with Storm Kieran, we were 8 days without power. And some of the people around us were 18 days without power. So it's really essential for people like us to have power backup. And like everybody around here, we've got gas, petrol generators. And they have their limitations. First of all, they were costing us 20 to 30 euros a day in fuel to run them. Secondly, they're really smelly and really noisy, and you have to have them a distance from your house because the noise just drives you crazy. On top of that, we couldn't run them at night at all. We've got neighbours, we couldn't keep them awake with a gas generator. So we started looking into power packs and solar power packs in particular. And there's lots out there on the market, and we've tried quite a few of them now. And the latest one that we've been sent that we're really impressed with, I must tell you, is the Apery, and it's called the P210. So let's get into the details about this piece of kit. So let's talk about this Apery P210. Okay, what I like about this thing is its simplicity. That's the first thing. There's no fancy apps or anything with this. It just does what it does. You charge it up and you use it. And I've got 2,400 watts of power here. So it'll run just about anything. And importantly for me, in a power cut, when there are trees down everywhere and I can't get off the property, it will run everything I've got here. It will run my washing machine, for example. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail about that. When you are conserving power, which you have to when you are using a small device, something that's 2,400 watts, you get used to doing things like using the washing machine on a cooler wash. So you can't do a boil wash with it. Most people, who does a boil wash anyway? We all stick it in the machine, don't we, and stick it on 30 degrees, and it can cope with it. And I use this, and I got 3 loads of laundry out of 1 solar charge, and that is awesome. There's something else that I don't think a lot of people talk about when they show you these solar boxes, is that you can charge this obviously from the mains. Now, I don't need to tell you how expensive electricity is. It's expensive everywhere. But if you are like us and you have any period of time in the day where you have off-peak power and it is cheaper, we charge this up then. So at night time, between 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning, our electricity is only 12 cents per kilowatt hour. So what we do is we charge up the solar box, we store that cheap electricity, and then in the daytime, we never pay full daytime rate for our electricity. That is really cool. And we can use all our small devices on this. I use my mini oven. I can use my air fryer, not for long because the air fryer's, hitting almost 2,000 watts. It's a powerful little machine, but I can turn it down. I can turn it down in temperature, I can turn it down in time, but it works really well with my mini oven. I think Americans would call it a toaster oven. It works really well with that. You can make a cup of tea, the kettle, full-size electric kettle. It runs our espresso coffee machine, which is vital. I cannot tell you in that power storm, in that power cut, how It was hell. It was hell. I couldn't just press a button and make myself a cup of coffee. It was awful. Never going to happen again. What else can I tell you about this one? The brilliant thing about it is on the mains, it charges in 2 hours. The other thing is that in a power cut scenario, when we need to, we can charge this with our generator in 2 hours. It saves us a massive amount of money on fuel, because then this is powered up. We only have to run the generator again at some later time, because we always get those power cuts, don't we, in the depths of winter when it's, you know, stormy and really terrible. So it's 2,400 watts. Let's talk about what's on here. We've got a 12-volt socket, another 12-volt socket for your little camping devices. We've got all the USB ports and charging ports here. Can I switch it on?
Yeah, press the button. Keep it down a little. There we go.
There it is. Makes a bit of noise to start with. It's got a light on the side. And round the side here, we've got our electrical sockets. So ours are the European ones. If you're in the UK, they'll come as the UK sockets. USA, Australia, wherever, it'll be the sockets for your country. So that is those. In the top, I've got, these go into the solar panels. And this is what we use to plug it into the mains, or if we're using it with our generator. And I quite like that in the top, because I do really detest cables with nowhere to go. It's all neat and folds up. So we're going to show you now what we used it for. Sent the Apery S200, and these are 200-watt solar panels. And what I love about this mobile system is that, you know, as the sun's travelling around and moving from one side of the garden to the next, and these have little sort of kickback legs on the back of them, I can just pick these up and move them and get the maximum amount of sun. And literally in the morning, they're obviously facing east, and then got them facing south. At the end of the day, I've got them facing west to get absolutely the maximum sun. They're 200-watt panels. It takes pretty much all day of a sunny day to completely charge our box up. However, it's such a good box, it holds such a lot of energy, a lot of electricity, that we've never really drained the box down that much. We've got it about halfway, and then we've got these out in the garden on a wintry sunny day when the sun is really quite low. But we've got the box back up to about 80% again. So they're really quite effective. They're really, really light. There's no installation. There's no putting them on the roof. You can stand them on your patio, on your back garden, on the step, anywhere you like. And we live in quite a touristy area of Brittany here in France. And all year round we have camper vans and a camping air in our village. And I've noticed more and more of them have their mobile solar panels just like these, the fold-up ones, and they just lean them against the side of their camping van or their car or whatever they're using and just park up and charge them up. But the best thing I like about these is they just fold up really small. You can put them in the garden shed, put them in the basement, bring them in the house, put them underneath the sofa. They take up no space. They are really, really light. So those are the solar panels that come with it. In case you're interested in what these cost, that's €329 current prices. Who knows, there might be offers. £289 and $289 US. You've got to admit, although it sounds a huge amount of money, if you've ever looked into a solar installation in your house, which is thousands, and then you've got to pay electricians to come and install it, these plug and play systems are entry level prices into using solar energy, having a solar backup, having a power pack backup, using solar power in the summer, and for that price, it's still considered a reasonably priced entry level into solar energy. We've tested this on everything. I'm capable of carrying this outside to set it up to charge, bringing it in and carrying it room to room. I'm no weight trainer, I'm no weightlifter, and I can manage this. It's hefty, it is hefty. I can get it upstairs and plug it into the air conditioning. We've got a mobile air conditioning unit. Don't use it very much. We're in northern France. Blessing that it's not too hot. But come summertime, that is a cost concern for us. That is a cost concern for us. But having this charged up in the summer on solar will mean we won't worry about that in the summer. If it gets hot, we won't worry. We won't worry in any of the storms either. I can make a cup of tea. I can make myself a coffee. I can keep the freezer going. Amazing, we'll keep the freezer going all night. So the next morning, if there's a storm and I do need to charge this up again with the gas generator, I know my food is okay. Our food is is one of our biggest bills. I've got hundreds of euros of food in the freezer. I don't want to lose it. This will run the dehumidifier in our basement. It will run the air purifier in our living room. We've got a wood burning stove. It's important for us to have an air purifier. It runs our entire lounge. It will run some things in my kitchen. Obviously, it will run a mini oven. It will run the air fryer for a point of time. It even runs my iron. And an iron it runs my hairdryer. And those are meaty things. Obviously, it's not going to run everything all at the same time. And it's not like plugging it into the mains where it's just going to last and last and last. It's a battery. It stores up that energy. But knowing that we've got this power pack with storms that happen, that we've still got overhead power cables, I did think each and every storm, I think, well, Electricité de France are going to come along and put these power cables underground now. It's not worth their while in rural areas. It's too big an area to put it underground. So we've got that security now of doing this. And we actually know people here who really need to have power 24 hours a day. They are digital nomads. They've got computers working from home. They're running accountancy firms from home. They really do not need to lose anything on their computers. And they use power packs to keep them going. And we also know people who've got CPAC machines. And, when it comes to power failures and all of those days of power cuts, it's essential to them that they have it. We also know people who are campers, caravanners, who, for them, this means that they can go and stay on any campsite they like. They don't have to book a hookup when they get there, which is limited in some of these French campsites. If you're in the UK as well, you'll know if you camp, if you want to just turn up, that the hookup campsites, the ones with the electric power, there's usually only about 8 of them on the entire site, and having this really helps people. So I hope I've given you a really good explanation of everything that this does. I'm going to tell you the current price of this at the moment. And from what you can see, it's available all over the EU. It's available all over the US. Lower 49, maybe not Alaska. I can't tell you about that one. And it is available in the UK as well. So we've tested it. We've tested many other solar power packs. We're really, really impressed with this one. We're really impressed with the durability of the battery. It holds its charge really, really well. And that's different between one company and next. Some of them, the battery drains quicker than others, but this one really holds its charge and it charges really fast. That's a really important thing, especially if you're like us and you're wanting to save a few euros here and there. So we charge it at night, so we never pay full price for electricity. I hope you found that interesting. Watch for the end card. We'll put for more technical details up for you. Thanks for watching.